This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
To the right front corner of Jack's Brake's truck.
Just like on the freeway at 5 o'clock, you got to anticipate what's going on. We have a spin down in turns 3 and 4.
Problems buckling up down in 3 and 4. Terry Cook in the Power Stroke Diesel number 10 getting spun around. He gets it going again, and our first caution comes out of the day.
No contact with the wall. No contact.
Saw some damage to the left rear corner of Terry's truck.
It's got a flat left front right now.
Tire. You see the balance dragging the racetrack. See if we can take a look at what happened to Terry Cook. See the 21 truck on the inside. Hank Parker Jr. makes some contact with Terry Cook. Terry tries to get to the bottom of the racetrack. Hank had his nose stuck up in there. There's the contact from Hank Parker Jr. Around he goes. Great job by Shane Meal avoiding Terry Cook as he spun around.
That is... So 07 of Sean Murphy spun out down in the middle of turns 3 and 4. You see Ted Musgrave taking evasive action, going around the outside of him.
Yeah, there was some contact right there. Turned 07 around. Terry Cook will be the recipient of the free pass, so he will be able to overcome that pit stop because of that spin earlier and get back on the lead lap. He's going to have horrible track position, but he's going to be back on the lead lap.
Back on the lap. Let's take a look at what happened real quick.
That was actually his teammate, the 08, that got into the 07.
See Bobby finally working underneath.
Go ahead, Wendy.
The 62 of Steve Park did come in for that one-lap penalty. We have a spin in turn 4.
It is Steve Park in turn 4 getting spun around. And so Park sits while the field goes by before he can turn his truck around. And so Steve Park spins around in turn 4. We'll be back after this. Very tight racing there. Looks like Bobby Hamilton might have said, hey, Carl, it's time for you to move out of the way. Here I come.
You know, we talked about Bobby being a little defensive. That right there wasn't defensive. He's really on a move at that time. And that's a textbook pass right here. And we have a spin.
Problem
Chase Montgomery down turns 1 and 2.
Right in the center of turns 1 and 2. He gets spun around and has some damage to the back of that truck. Significant damage.
Yeah, flat left rear tire well early. Looks like he might have just had a flat left rear tire. I'm sorry.
So Philly was probably trying to get into the pits. He was slow, running on the high side. The tire started to come off the rim and got jammed in between the wheel and the body.
It made some contact with the soft walls. Better and better.
Out of necessity, it'll have to.
Another black flag being shown. Oh, and problems for David Starr in the 75, as well as Mike Skinner. I believe
Mike had such a good truck, too.
The luck continues to be bad for Mike Skinner.
He said before the race that he's had great trucks each and every week, cannot get any good luck. A lot of damage to the 75 truck. Look at all the damage to the right side and the rear of that Spears Chevrolet.
Here's a replay of what just happened with Skinner and David Starr.
David drives. Almost looks like David ran out of brakes or something like that, Chad, didn't it?
It looked to me like the right front was either locked up or he had a brake problem because the smoke started well before the corner. Mike Skinner was a victim, just sitting out there, had nothing to do with it.
He's on the inside of Johnny Benson, and he would like to see a caution about lap 120, 130, something like that, to get his second set of tires.
You know, a lot of times what I think goes on there is it's just a little payback. It's a little reminder. Oh, we have a wreck with Rick Crawford down in turns 1 and 2. He spun out, was up against the outside wall. Looks like his left front tire is flat. And the camber on the right front is way out of kilter right now. So he's got some good damage on that truck.
A lot of damage to Rick Crawford's number 14, so it doesn't look like the supermarket sweep.
Here the trucks drive down in turn number 1. That's the 29 truck on the inside, makes contact with Rick Crawford. Deborah Renshaw turns Rick around, going in the corner.
Ted Musgrave putting Chase Montgomery another lap down. Nose to tail, Jamie McMurray in the Team ASC CarQuest Dodge. And coming up behind Bobby Labonte was Robert Huffman. And now smoke coming out of the 4. That's Bobby Hamilton with problems in the 4. That's your championship points leader.
We had a chain reaction and he busted the radiator. That's exactly what Bobby Hamilton did not want to happen. unbelievable turn of events. He had bad luck here in the spring, finished 31st. We could see the water come out almost immediately. Had a chain reaction situation. Bobby Hamilton with a busted radiator.
Now, a week ago, Chad, they
many, many laps. 07 is in the wall right in front of Hamilton's pit here in the center of turns 1 and 2. So this may help a little bit if we slow down under caution. When they go under caution, of course, takes a lot longer time. If he'd have stayed under green here for Hamilton, to change this radiator would have been devastating. Not that this is going to be good, but a caution will help.
Unfortunately, all he had was a flat tire in the spring, and he finished 31st. We had a chain reaction situation. See, the 13 of Andy Houston is right in the middle of your screen. That's Andy right there, and he's up on the high side. And you see the chain reaction. Bobby runs into the back of the 12 truck of Robert Huff, and immediately you see the steam coming out of his truck. He punctured the radiator right then, and that's what caused him to have to come to pit road.
Heat position with Dennis Setzer right behind him. We'll have to see how long it takes him to work their way back up to the front.
Oh, Kelly Sutton gets spun around, and right behind her was the 46 of Dennis Setzer. I think he made it through. We see David Rudeman having problems.
As the 18 of Chad Chapman on the inside.
I know Dennis Setzer was right beside Kelly Sutton when she got sideways.
Ted Musgrave was very, very close to that accident, along with Dennis Setzer.
The 21 of Hank Parker Jr. also involved, and serious damage to the front of that truck.
And he was running real. Here's a replay of what just happened.
See the 02 truck of Kelly Sutton on the outside. That's Dennis on the inside. They make a little contact. He's clear of it. Charlie Bradbury makes some contact. You see Musgrave, he got in the back of Charlie Bradbury, and all these other trucks came along with nowhere to go.
6 truck links back to all over the back of Quapple. See a little contact right there?
A lot
He's
of
not
contact.
done yet. Spins him around, and they're both wrecked into the wall.
Into the wall.
Unbelievable.
First and second, Jack Sprague, Travis Quapple. Quapple backing down
you know,
the backstretch.
We talked about keeping a cool head, and that to me right there is that was nothing but someone just not wanting to be patient. He was all over Quapple, and he decided now's my chance to make contact. They got hooked, and they're both in the wall.
I went under him.
Chad, we got 27 laps to go. That wasn't that necessary to make that move the way he did. He got underneath and got into him, didn't turn him loose.
Not when your truck is as good as Sprague's.
Let's take a look at what happened here. You see Travis leads down going into turn number 1. There's Jack on the inside, right behind him. Travis slid the left front tire a little bit. Jack makes some contact, makes some more contact, gets him completely sideways, make more contact.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, that isn't...
Bobby Labonte in the 47 is third, and that is a teammate to Dennis Setzer, so that can only help him. Problems in the backstretch. Terry Cook gets spun around and into the back of him. That is the 13 of Andy Houston.
And he had such a great run going.
Ran over us and wrecked us.
That was his spotter for
Keith. That was Keith Barnwell, the spotter for Terry Cook. Felt that somebody had wrecked Terry, and that's what started the whole thing.
And you see the damage to the back of that truck. Obviously, someone got into the back of Terry, got him spun around. That was the smoke you saw from the tires spinning.
This isn't hurting Jamie Mc...
Take a look at this latest caution.
The 6 truck of Matt Crafton gets in the back of the 10 truck of Terry Cook, turns him around. Here comes Andy Houston, nowhere to go, smoke everywhere, runs in the back of Terry Cook. Tough break for both of those guys. They've had a great run going.
It's another truck that's involved in our championship battle. Carl Edwards currently 122 points out of the top spot, now being held by Dennis Setzer in the points lead. Under 5 laps to go, 4 laps to go for our leader, Jamie McMurray, looking for his first win. Jim Smith would love to see the 2 truck back in victory lane. A dominant performance by Jamie McMurray so far today as well.
You see, the distance isn't really, he's not able to close the distance up at all. Dennis Setzer's not, so I think Jamie's in the catbird seat at this time. Now, I wonder if lap traffic will play into this at all.
But this is going to be a victory for Dennis Setzer of sorts. He's going to gain the points lead back. He came in this race 79 points behind. He's going to regain the points lead that he lost about 8 or 9 races ago. So Dennis Setzer is not going to be too terribly disappointed with this second place finish.
Coming by the start-finish line, the white flag flies. Jamie McMurray, just over a half a mile to go before he gets his first ever Craftsman Truck Series win. Ultra Motorsports has led 126 laps between Jamie McMurray and Ted Musgrave. Musgrave led 101 laps of this race, and Jamie McMurray wins the Kroger 200.
Good job, guys. Good job. Good job, Trip. Good call.
He was talking about his crew chief, Trip Bruce. Good call. A one-stop strategy for Jamie McMurray. It worked beautifully.
Hit it on back on lap 62.
Jamie McMurray claiming his first ever Craftsman Truck Series win at the same track that Bobby Hamilton got his first ever Craftsman Truck Series win, as did Scott Riggs. Hamilton in 2000, Scott Riggs in 2001. The crowd on their feet. Jamie McMurray stops the team ASC CarQuest Dodge on the start-finish line.
On the job.
And he will celebrate this win in just his 24th start in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Jamie McMurray's father coming out saying, congratulations, you've joined an elite group. We'll be back with more.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.